to Remelations. We're your hosts. I'm Mindy. Remelations is a dream interpretation podcast where we read listeners' dreams. From nightmares to the just plain bizarre, join us as we give you our comedic interpretation of your fucked up REM cycle.
We're talking about a dream from Ed, who talks about lucid dreaming, classrooms, and telekinesis.
Ooh, nice. We're also reading Catnaps about aggressive shrimp, swine dinners, and cheating on your pregnant wife. But it's just a dream. It's just a dream. And the evolution of beds. All right, bestie, it's another week. Hope you got enough sleep, because we're about to get started.
Woo!
So I like your name you chose for your video recording session here. It's called Late Brookie.
What?
Yes?
I don't think so.
Because I was like, okay, I think I can make 8:45. And then I was like, 8:50, Brooke's not on. And you're normally the first one on. And I'm usually the late one with the kids. And so I was like, what's wrong? And so I kept texting you. And then I was like, oh my God, is she dead? And so then I called you. And then I called you again. It's like 9:20. I'm like freaking
Wait, you
out.
called me?
I called you twice.
I
texted you like 5
hear
times.
My phone ring.
Yes, I was worried. I'm like, she's dead, she's asleep, or she's crying. And it was number 2 today.
Today it was number 2.
You fell asleep. That's okay. Hey, it's a dream podcast. It makes sense. It works. I'm okay with it.
Okay, good.
And I love you, and it's okay. All good.
I love you too. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. Even like when I woke up, I thought it was like 8 something.
Oh, crazy. And my mom said, by the way, Brooke, you need to make your bed.
I knew I was going to get in trouble for that from somebody.
It was my mom. My mom
mom
saw our latest TikTok, and she's like, Brooke needs to make her bed. But thanks, Mom. Yes.
Do you make your bed every day?
No. Mark does.
Oh, okay.
He makes our bed for us because I am not a bed maker. I'm like, it'll be messy.
If you didn't
anyways.
have Mark, you wouldn't be a bed maker because it's like,
oh no,
I'm going in here in a few hours. What's the point of making
like if I'm cleaning my room or I'm doing like a 10-minute tidy, I will like make my bed or whatever.
10 minutes.
But Mark's like a everyday make bed type guy. So it works for me.
Yeah.
You? Are you?
Yeah,
so you're not, obviously, I know you're not a bed maker.
Don't tell your mom on me. Tell her not to watch her
She saw the TikTok. And so she's shaming you publicly.
Hey, it's juicy. It's juicy couture bedding. It's cute. Do I get anything for that?
10 points.
Just not. You are cracking me up.
All right, love. Do you have some dreams to start with today? Do you have a listener dream to share?
Yes. I'm just trying to shake the awake in me. Okay. So Meredith from St. Paul writes in and she says, first ever super vivid lucid dream.
Ooh, a lucid dream, yes.
Very excited for her. Yes, this is exciting. I had a normal dream at first, but suddenly my vision turned all white. I can feel my physical body laying in bed, but my mind is still in the dream. I hope this makes sense.
Okay.
It's just that I can't move. A few seconds later, I feel my physical body is in a train, like moving as if laying on the train floor surface.
Okay.
And I remember seeing a black shadow figure in the middle of my white vision. It looked like it. I know, but this doesn't look like it was carrying me. So this is where it confuses me a little bit because it's like carrying and nurturing and don't get me wrong. I know they can be tricky, but
they are a little like
I feel like
shifty little bastards, those shadow people.
They are shifty, aren't they? Aren't they shifty little bastards?
Shifty bastards.
Shadow people.
Because like,
sorry,
yeah, I mean,
just
like,
calling them like I see them.
It's like we'll say, when I can't say.
No.
Those ones in Arizona that take on the persona of people, and they will make like babies cry and make women like go into an isolated area to think it's a baby. It's like, ooh, don't trust it.
Yes, that's scary. Like where they're like, if you hear a baby crying on your front porch, you're not supposed to open your door because it's like one of these like ways to get you. And I'm like, oh my God, who doesn't respond? That's so smart because it's like, who's not going to respond to a crying baby?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't like these shifty bastard people.
I don't like it very much right now either. Okay.
Shadow people.
Shifty. But I do love the description of like the body feeling like it's on the floor of a train, just kind of like speeding out of control. Because I'm not a lucid dreamer, so I'm like, this is interesting. Everyone experiences it a little bit differently. Yeah. So I thought that was interesting. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden I woke up. But remember, this is still in the dream.
Okay.
But it was not my room, not a place I recognized, but it was super vivid. I was standing in an empty classroom wearing a school uniform, and it was a sunny day at the moment.
Well, we know those school uniforms, don't we?
We know
Give me the plaid skirt and the, what was that, like white or blue polo. I think eventually they added red.
Yeah, you had a couple solid color polo. Very strict.
Yes.
I was standing in an empty classroom wearing a school uniform, and it was a sunny day at the moment. I was scared as hell because I touched my body, and it feels like I'm physically there. While I'm still panicking, I heard someone call my name and saw 2 girls and 2 guys, classmates, friends, not sure, with books in their hands outside the door, like they're waiting for me so we could go to whatever class we had to go to.
Okay.
I was still freaked out, so at the time I just made up a random excuse that I need to go to somewhere first.
I have to go to the bathroom. I'll BRB. Gotta go Tinkies. Be back soon.
Tinkies! I gotta go Tinkies! Well, after I went Tinkies, I ended up running to the end of the corridor and found a store with lots of empty boxes.
Okay.
After calming myself down, I just realized, oh, this is probably lucid dreaming.
Oh, that's
People
pretty good.
said you can do anything in your lucid dream, so I tried moving the empty boxes, hoping that I had telekinesis. It barely moves, but it still proves the point that I had a lucid dream, I guess.
Uh-huh. She's like using mind power to like move these boxes.
Mind power, right? Oh. Like even if it moved a little bit, you're just learning. I can even see my energy color. It was light blue or cyan. Soon after, I heard my alarm go off, and it's like slowly fading. And then I woke up.
Okay.
It's a little bit of a weird one, right?
It's a little bit jambled. It's a little
jingle jangle,
disconnected, perhaps.
It's a little disconnected, yes.
Well, that's okay.
Yes.
That's okay. Wow, so Meredith, that's interesting. Yeah.
Very interesting. So the first thing I noticed about her dream was the white light that she saw almost immediately, and then the black shadow figure. Right. So again, it's kind of like opposites, black and white, good and bad. If we're going for like the most basic generalization of the colors, because we don't know what's happening in her life, but it did seem odd though that the dark figure was the one carrying her.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like usually, I mean, I know it is a cliche, but usually think dark shadow man, bad, right, as opposed to like maybe a white light, which sounds good, but like, I don't know, they could be tricky.
But maybe that's the point of it, is like things aren't always what they seem. Like, don't pass judgment on something or someone or some situation, perhaps.
I agree totally. I agree. And then you even mentioned something. The next thing I was going to mention was that empty classroom in the uniform. Like, Was it just a private school uniform, or was it a Catholic school uniform?
Was it like a chef's outfit? Was it a firefighter? What kind of uniform are we talking?
Was it the lunch lady? What kind of uniform is it?
She got the hairnet.
But like, to just kind of be there all of a sudden, like in uniform, but not knowing where you are, really what's going on.
Right.
Like,
and like the fake wake, you know what I mean? Like the fake wake up in a dream is always interesting.
The fake wake up. It's
the fake.
It is always interesting.
We just coined a new term, the fake wake.
The fake wake. Trademark that.
Trademark. Gonna have to go on next season's t-shirts. The fake wake. You know, that's weird because she recognized she still wasn't really awake yet. She was, and then that's the point she got lucid.
And that's what was so interesting is the point of the people who can have lucid dreaming. They are able to come to that realization at some point in their dream and take control. And even though she wasn't able to move all the boxes, she still was able to do a little telekinetic power. So I think it's very interesting that that's what she came up with.
And they were empty boxes. It's not like they were like heavy boxes. It's not like they were filled, which makes it almost easier, if you think about it, to move something with telekinesis that's light. You know, it's like feathers. Like
it should be very, very easy.
People who can have this ability usually start with like a feather or something very light. So she's like, you know what? That's an empty box.
Empty box.
Piece of cake. I got this.
Move a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
She got it to move a little bit. But also that more emptiness. I thought, like, just like the classroom's empty. More emptiness. What is in her life that she is craving, because it feels like she's very unfulfilled. But going back to the uniform and the empty classroom, so maybe this is a memory from the past. Or maybe it's something comfortable and familiar to her because, you know, that uniform never changes. So that can be comforting. You know, like, it's like, I'm the same as everybody else. And that's what some people want. You know, some people want the exact opposite. But feeling alone and lost, you know, because the room is empty. And does she need to bring something familiar to hang on to comfort herself with wherever she's going? Because the next thing is 2 girls, 2 guys come up to her, like, again, we talked about this last week, pairs.
Sure.
But she's still just,
she's like, I'm good, gotta do stuff.
I'm good. She hangs back, and then there's the empty boxes, and then there's the telekinesis. Is this the part of the dream where she's kind of realizing it's lucid and she kind of takes control, even giving herself more power than just what she walked into the dream with? She was just a regular dreamer. Now she's like, she can move a box a half an inch. Yeah. She's got the power.
I mean, I would rather like, I'd like to be in Maui right now. I would like people feeding me delicious food and drinks, and I want to be next to the pool overlooking the ocean. I mean, that's what I would.
And I want
try to.
And
conjure.
I would say, and I'd also like a pile of cash sitting next to me so I can stay at this lovely resort with Mindy.
Oh yeah.
And drink next to the pool with her.
I'll bring you along in my dream. Don't you worry, girl. I gotcha.
Oh, thanks, sweetie.
Yeah, gotcha. 2 first-class plane tickets in my mind.
I was gonna be like, first class, okay, but in my mind, let me know.
Yeah, I know. Not in real life.
This is in our mind.
The podcast can't afford that yet. Don't worry.
This isn't IRL.
Not at all.
Damn it. Okay, well, anyway. So the last thing I wanted to ask you about, so she did mention that she could see her energy color and that it was a light blue or cyan. So like a light blue. Do you have any thoughts on a light blue?
Well, I think in general, like blue auras are generally associated with people who are kind of calm and who also are like sensitive personalities. So, I mean, in the fact in this dream in general, she's sensitive to the fact of energy and she can move boxes and have that telekinesis. Yeah. I think it just kind of wraps everything together. Blue overall, I think is a good color.
Yeah. I always remember, like going down Navy Pier, getting your aura read or a mood ring, and like you put it on and it tells you like what all the colors mean, and blue was always like the best, and you just kept like taking it off your finger hoping it would come blue.
Oh my God, mood rings. Oh, lordy. Yes, I've had a few. I think I still have one in my jewelry box from high school, if I go look. Blue was like the average color, right?
Yeah, you think blue is just like, no, but it was good. Like the color to strive for.
Right? Anger.
I don't know why.
There was like black, there was red, which you had to be really hot to get red, like temperature-wise.
And black, yeah. That's why I was always red. Red hot.
You always run hot, Brooke.
No, I always
Passionate.
I always wanted blue, but I never came up blue. I just wanted to be happy.
I think we're gonna have to we're gonna have to make a note, because I think that's something we're gonna have to cover in one of our topics is mood rings and the invention of them and perhaps what they mean. So, bestie, if you want us to research that, let us know. We're gonna put it on our list. I think it'd be I'm interested. How did they? Because it was like a 1970s thing, right? That's kind of how they all started.
Yeah, but they're still peeking themselves
They're
out.
Still
they're
around.
Still peeking around.
Yeah.
The last thing I was going to say that I noticed she said a few times throughout the dream are words like scared, freaked out, things like that. She wasn't comfortable this whole dream. Meredith was obviously dealing with some stuff. Obviously, that's what her dreams tell us. But
no, this whole dream overall, I think, gives me a sense of uneasiness. Like, there's not one like from the beginning, like the shadow man being caring. And it's like everything's kind of topsy turvy in it, and so what in her life is like that? Like, what is she? What section of her life is feeling a little imbalanced? Because that's, I think, the overall thing I'm picking up from this dream.
I do too, and she's like us saying this. She's probably got a better idea knowing what we're talking about now. We don't know all the details of what's going on in your life, but I hope you get really kick-ass at your telekinetic powers.
Yes.
I think you are leaps and bounds ahead of most in being able to recognize certain things in your dreams, and I wish you the best. I think you're on a journey, but I think you'll find yourself on this journey and be much happier.
Absolutely. Hey, bestie, real quick, if you're not part of our Facebook group, it's definitely the coolest place to hang out because we're there, all the other besties are there. You can click in the show notes. That'll give you a link to join our Facebook group, or you can just search in Facebook for Remelations Besties, and you'll find our group. Lots of cool people talking about dreams, talking about dream topics. One of our besties, Kelly, posted a really cute video of her 3-year-old having a dream.
Oh my God.
Wasn't that the cutest?
That was the cutest thing I've ever seen. Yes, thank you, Kelly.
So much good stuff going on in there. Yeah, so please go check it out on Facebook.
All right, kitty catnaps.
Time to move on to catnaps.
Catnaps. You got one to get us going?
I do. This is a short, kind of short, but
I like a short but sweet one. They're fun. It's not
even short. I say it's medium. It's like a medium length dream.
It's a medium. I like a medium one.
Very simple and fun. Okay, here we go. This one comes from Jacqueline, and Jacqueline's from Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma.
We'll just leave it at that.
Come. Yeah, okay. Good. Neither one of us is a singer.
Moving along.
He's more than me.
She goes, I had this dream about a month ago, and it's been stuck in the back of my mind at times. Also, I should let y'all know that my dreams are auditory. So I had to piece together the dialogue in my dream. Okay.
This is interesting.
Anyway, I am in a one-room apartment with a couch, table, a pipe on the ceiling, and a window for viewing. Sounds like a nice studio place. Excellent. What's
Sounds
the
like
rent?
My old apartment.
It does. I start hearing a weird noise and look around to see where it's coming from. Then all of a sudden, a little shrimp appears from behind the couch.
Of course.
Hello. Hey, friend.
Hi, I'm here. Hello.
I'm not in the water, but I guess I'm okay. I pick it up only for it to bite my hand. Bad shrimp.
Ouch.
Bad shrimp.
Bad shrimp.
I immediately throw it, but it runs back at me, and I start hearing more noises. Then a swarm of shrimp rushes towards me. I jump on the table
of shrimp
and grab at the pipe. While the swarm circles around me, covering the entire apartment floor.
No, shrimp? We've heard lots of things in our day, but never being attacked by a floor full of
swarm of shrimp. Just too much shrimp. That's too many shrimp.
I like shrimp, but that's too many shrimp.
It's all you can eat shrimp. Now we figure out. Now we figured out where it comes from.
We got to get Benihana Strip Club back in here, and we're just fine.
They know how to serve the shrimp just fine.
They know what to do.
Jacqueline ends with, I started hearing a phone ring, realized it was my phone, ringing in real life, and then I woke up. Someone's calling like, hey, I'm checking like the all-you-can-eat shrimp special. Was it $14.99? Is it going on tonight?
We gotta go today. We gotta go today.
Is it, wait, no, we could do the whole like a Bubba Gump thing. Is it fried shrimp, barbecue shrimp, peeled shrimp,
garlic shrimp, shrimp scampi,
broiled shrimp, shrimp scampi, fried shrimp.
Grilled
that's my favorite, fried shrimp. But hashtag Bubba, from Forrest Gump. What does Mike Helty Williamson dream?
Bubba,
damn,
I bet
let us
shrimp.
know. I bet it's shrimp. Hopefully he's not attacked by a bunch of shrimp in his apartment, because that would be sad.
Poor guy.
But that would be ironic.
I mean, that's probably what all he's known for now. Like, he's an amazing actor, did an amazing job in that movie, and they're like, hey, shrimp.
Yeah,
hey,
right.
Bubba Gump. Bubba Gump
now
shrimp.
And his character has a whole line of restaurants now, so delicious, but I'm sure he doesn't get any of those royalties.
Good for you.
But
yeah, he should be getting his royalties.
He should. He made all that shrimp very famous. But Mike Helty, we would love to know what you dream. Please let us know.
Yes. And we hope it's not about shrimp, because you are a human being and you are not just the role that you play. So thank you.
You are more than shrimp. You are more than that. Brooke, do you have a catnap for us?
Yes, I do. I do. Okay, so this is Ashley, and she's from Henderson.
Okay.
I have a lot of Inception type dreams where I'm dreaming in a dream, or I know that I'm dreaming.
Damn, dreams inside dreams again.
Dreams inside dreams. It's happening this week, people.
It's a theme.
Sorry. It's a theme. Dreams within dreams. I woke up in my exact room, went to my bathroom, washed my hands, and looked in the mirror, and a creepy demon was right behind me. Exactly, no. She was tall and had long dark hair covering her face. She wrapped her hands around my neck to kill me, and I calmly said something like, "You can't kill me. This is just
you go.
A dream."
Yes, bitch, you go.
And then I woke up. Yes, Ashley!
Okay, I think it's interesting, first of all, that she gives the demon, like a she, or a her, like a female pronoun.
Yes.
So that's actually pretty interesting, because normally I feel like demon presences are normally male.
Presence.
Yes. But I like that she's like, not today, bitch.
Not today. Not today. Move along. She's not putting up with it.
Okay. This next one I have is from our bestie, Kelly from Australia.
Hello, Kelly.
She even starts this one with, this one is a catnap. So thank you.
Oh, well, thank you for letting us know ahead of time. We appreciate it.
Makes it easy for my filing system. Appreciate that. She starts, backstory. I've been concerned about my memory lately and feeling foggy. So much it's beginning to affect my work. I get it. It's like me every Monday. But okay.
Me every day of the week.
She says, I work in childcare and the last thing I want is to make some mistake there. So, I mean, I get it. Very, very true.
I think most parents would appreciate that.
Yep. You're on your A game, Kelly. So on February 2nd, I made a doctor's appointment for February 3rd and let my boss know what was going on and I wouldn't be in on the 3rd and why. She asked me to get a fit for work clearance, which is fine. But that night, I had a dream about all the things currently bothering me, and they blended together so seamlessly. It starts that my house was in the middle of my work building, and there were all these people there that made me feel awkward. Welcome to most of my days. People make me feel awkward.
Welcome to real life.
The one bit that stuck with me the most, though, was my boss was whispering something to me about upper management planning to fire me because of my memory problems. I got so upset that I stomped off into my house and locked all the doors before anyone could follow me. Wouldn't that be so nice?
You're not going to change my mind. Slam the door.
If you're at work and you're like, I'm pissed off. I'm just going into my house now. That's right inside my work, and I'm gonna.
I'm sorry.
Give myself
I'm
a
very
timeout.
upset. I need to go home now and sit in my meditation chair.
And it's right through this door. So convenient. I then decided to write a letter of resignation before they could fire me. Like it's that one up. Like, well, if you're gonna fire me, I'm gonna quit before you can fire me.
Right.
I've been there.
That's the tricky thing, though. Like, if you get fired, you get unemployment. But if
Good
you quit,
point.
You do not.
At least here in the States. I'm not sure how it works in Australia.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know how
Kelly,
it works.
let us
It's
know.
probably much better. It's probably a much better system.
Yeah, probably. At first, I was typing it on a computer, but by the time I finished my letter, I was painting it onto a large piece of butcher's paper with the paint and paintbrushes I use with my kids. I took this huge sheet of paper with me that I painted with my resignation letter and put it on my boss's desk.
She did her resignation letter on a huge piece of art, like craft paper.
She's like, I can finger paint, and that's how I'm gonna. Can you imagine if she just painted the backside of her hand like this, like the middle finger sticking up? You know how you how normally good kids finger paint, they put on their the palms of their hands and they push it on paper. Well, Kelly's got a better idea. She's gonna paint the outside of her hand in the middle finger up, and she's gonna paint it and lay it down, and she just says, "I quit."
And I will just have the middle finger.
So she puts it on her boss's desk.
Good job.
Before walking away, locking the doors to my house again, which was still in the middle of my work building.
That sounds so bad.
all the feelings I could have had towards the situation, I felt a smug satisfaction at my own cleverness for doing the letter that way. But when I woke up, I actually felt embarrassed for myself. She ends it with, from your Aussie bestie, Kelly.
Oh, Aussie bestie Kelly.
Thank you.
I think we need to move to Australia. We've got too many Aussie besties. We need
have
to
a lot
be
of
there.
Aussie besties. I love it.
We need to be there for our peeps.
Kelly, let us know, if we need to come by and take you out for a cup of coffee, to get away from the kids.
Yeah, we'll take you out for coffee as long as you get us a plane ticket over there.
Yeah, we'll buy you a $3 cup of coffee if you pay $1,000 for our flights. Seems like a win-win. But no, we love you and we hope you get it figured out with your work and your brain fog. But thank you for sharing your catnap with us.
Thank you, Kelly. Okay, I've got another one here from Matt, and he's from Raleigh.
Raleigh.
I don't know why I said it with such gusto.
Have you ever been to Raleigh?
I have not. So
I have. You know what? One of the best bars I've ever been in was like in the Raleigh-Durham area.
North Carolina, right?
Yeah,
North Carolina?
Yeah. Cold beer, country music, big TVs, playing football. I was like, I'm in heaven. This is great. I don't remember.
Okay, that sounds like my worst nightmare, and you're in heaven, so that's good.
I was like, this is great. I was on a business trip, and I'm like, by myself. And then some old guy at the end of the bar started hitting on me. It was weird.
Ooh, did
like
he buy you
I'm like 80 year old. Yes, he did. He was like 80. But then I was like, then you do like the whole like, I'm sure he's just like old sweet man that wants to talk to someone, because then like your niceness comes out. Yeah. And you're like, well, maybe
your Midwesternness comes out.
I was like, maybe I shouldn't have accepted this free beer from this strange 80-year-old man at the end of the bar.
Yeah, you should. I'm like, always accept a free drink as long as it comes from the bartender. And it is not directly from the person.
Cheers to my favorite Raleigh bar, which I don't remember, and to the old man who bought me a drink. Cheers
to Raleigh and the old man who bought Mindy a drink. Okay. I dreamt I shaved my head, and then there was gross pimples or sores underneath my hair.
Not liking that so much.
I was at first relieved because I thought shaving my head would get rid of them by exposing them to sunlight. Right?
Sure. That's one way of thinking of it.
Then as I kept shaving,
oh no,
gross little black plants started growing out of the sores. It was so stressful, I wanted to pull the plants out, but I thought it would be too painful and really bloody.
Gross. I don't like this dream at all.
I'm sorry, Mindy.
I haven't even had dinner yet.
Not
Grody.
me.
Gross.
It is grody. Could you imagine having like all these sores and then
that's awful if that's a real life thing, disease. That's just horrible. But do you think, I think people who shave their heads are probably like, I hope my head shape is okay for this look.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
where did that come from?
Well, because he shaved his head. So, like, you're like, I hope it's round and not lumpy.
I hope I don't have a weird head shape. That's just another thing to worry about, right?
Like,
do you have a weird head shape?
Were you concerned about head shape before you shave? Like, I need to know. Don't.
Yes, please. I mean, worry about.
How does mine look? I don't know. I'm feeling my head.
We worry about grays and stuff, but
yeah, that happens. But bulgy head bones, that's a different story. Well, we really do hope you're okay.
Thanks, Matt.
This next one comes from Tom, and Tom's from Garland, Texas.
Tommy, let's hear what you got.
All right. I remember this dream from a few years ago, and it was very vivid. I start out at this very luxurious restaurant. All's going well. Me and my family get seated, and the waiter takes all of our orders. Is it shrimp?
Of course, the shrimp.
All you can eat shrimp. Did you order all you can eat shrimp there, Tom? Okay.
I think he did. It's an endless bowl. Bottomless bowl of shrimp.
But when the waiter comes back, he serves all of our orders except for mine.
Boo.
Which he serves me a platter. And in it is a human head. Or pig head. I really couldn't tell.
Send it back, Tom.
Send it back, Tom.
Send it back.
This is not what I ordered.
I did not order a head of any species. Please and thank you. Remove the head from the table.
And it needs salt, by the way.
And needs a little seasoning.
It's under-seasoned.
This head is under-seasoned.
Gross. So I look around the table and I see all my family eating their meal. They all take off masks they were wearing, and it reveals they all have pig faces. And it ends by me almost getting eaten by everyone in my family.
Wait, what do you mean it ends almost? What happened?
I'm guessing, and then he woke up. So you have, what a flip-flop, because all of a sudden he's eating like the pig or human head, and then it flips to like all of his family have pig heads, and then they just eat him. Oh. 1 star. I know. I'm not returning to this restaurant. That's for sure.
Mindy's Yelp review, 1 star. If I could give it half a star, I would.
Gross, under-seasoned, and I was attacked.
Gross, under-seasoned, and gross.
No, thank you.
Oh, wow. Okay, well.
Tom?
You can't win them all now, can you?
You got one more. I think I can wrap up with one more.
Okay.
One more for you, one more for me.
Okay. Our favorite subject, Mindy, snakes.
No, it's not.
We love snakes.
I don't. You lie.
I don't either. I had a dream of 2 snakes. They were both yellow, but one was eating the other one. And the one that was being eaten had black marks on it. And I wanted to save the snake being eaten. So I went to a guy, and he kept distracting me. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure he'd given me advice, but asked me to do something for him. And I did. Then he would tend to the snakes. But then I woke up.
So he's had to be... Yeah, he had to be like...
He's creepers.
Bribed.
He's a creeper. He's a creeper. He wanted her to do
that kind of do something? That kind of do something?
Well, I don't know. That's how I took it.
I was thinking can you take my dry cleaning to the dry cleaners? And you're thinking something else, which
I'm thinking
makes it a lot more interesting and upsetting. No, upsetting. Snake man.
Chelsea, get out of there. You do not have to do...
I resign. Fuck you. And I'm... Just take care of these damn snakes.
I resign. Fuck you. Take care of your own damn snakes.
No. The answer's no. Okay.
The answer's I don't want it. No.
This next dream comes from Braylon, and Braylon's from St. Charles, Missouri.
Okay. Thanks, Braylon.
This is an interesting one. I had a dream I lived in a new house, and I snuck my boyfriend in.
Sexy.
Wow, chicka, wow, wow. The rooms kept changing every time I looked away. Shifting house is never good. I left my room into the hallway and found envelopes in a box that had my name on them. None of them were open, and most of the papers had very small text, but I couldn't read it. But it looked like a lot of court bills. So that's not good. You don't want to find those in your house. Nope. I went back to my room, and my boyfriend asked for my Wi-Fi password. And then all of a sudden, I had my own bathroom in my room, which is what I always wanted.
Lovely. Who doesn't want their own bathroom? That's the best.
Yes, that is the best. I opened the door to my room again, and there's a second door, and the handle's all messed up. I opened it, and there's a blonde woman sitting on the couch. I don't know who she is. Rando blonde lady sitting in your room on the couch. Rando blondie. I don't know who she is, so I was pretty creeped out and closed the door. When I was going back into my room, I just knew she was going to be there. She was. She was smiling at me, and I looked her in the eyes. This is the point of my dream I became lucid.
Oh my God, it changes.
And I started punching her in the face as hard as I could.
Yes!
Over over again.
I wouldn't necessarily always agree with such a violent reaction, but this is necessary.
This rando blonde lady is in your house? You have the right to punch her.
there's a rando in your house, yes, you're gonna fight back.
You can punch. We don't condone violence, but dream violence, that's on a different level, and dream violence is okay. So she's just punching the shit out of her.
Then go
over and over
punch
again.
The shit back.
And I kept thinking, go away, go away, go away. Then everything started fading to black, and then I woke up. Braylon, she's not.
Christ.
I would start questioning your boyfriend if there is like some blonde chick that he might know that might break into her house. And then, yeah, girl, you just take care of that shit.
Just be on top of your game, okay? Just be extra, extra aware and extra, extra careful, please.
And only in dreams. Only in dreams do we condone violence.
Only in dreams.
Yeah.
This is Danielle, and she is from Atlanta.
All right.
Hi.
Hi.
I just wanted to ask. Hi, Danielle. I just wanted to ask if this was considered a dream or a vision because it was so brief, and I think I'm still half awake. But here it is.
Okay.
Okay.
Here we go.
I'm seeing a war about to end in an empty field, and the sky was very bright. I couldn't even see the sun. Not sure if it's sunset or sunrise, but the sun was 90% above the horizon. I think
so it's straight up, it's noon. 90% be like, it's noon. High noon.
90%.
I mean, it does make sense.
There's high noon.
It makes sense for a war. You know what?
Right.
Me, you, battlefield. High noon.
High noon.
What else would you call 9 degrees of sun? 3 paces and then shoot.
3. 1, 2, 3. Boom! Kapow! You had a kapow! I
had 2 guns. One went ka and one went pow. Kapow. I mean, you don't come with one gun to a gun show, Brooke.
My gun seemed to do just well. Boom!
Or like the pew, pew, pew. You can do laser guns.
Pew, pew, pew. Pew, pew. Laser
Don't bring a knife to a laser gun show at high noon.
We came from the future. Pew, 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 pew.
It's like... Do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do, I don't know. I'm making like a little call sign with my hands, like if it's really gonna make it sound any better.
I know, but it doesn't.
Nope. But high noon, I'm there.
I like it though. I'm like ready for it. I'm like, yeah. Like I'm all about it.
Not like all the townsfolk like cut. They all like shut their shutters.
They like,
like
just
oh my.
They shut their shutters. They gather on your lawn.
I'm at the saloon. You know where I'm gonna be. I'm at the saloon.
Mindy's at the saloon. Everyone else is gathering on her lawn. All right, what do you got for me? What do you got for me?
Okay, one more to wrap up this evening, and this comes from Anonymous. So,
ooh, okay.
Here we go. I am constantly having this very vivid nightmare, at least once a week, about cheating on my wife.
Okay, all right. Wait, who is this from?
Anonymous. Probably for
anonymous.
Reasons. Okay.
Probably for reasons.
So each time it's a different girl, and each time there's more detail. Last night was the most recent one I remember, and every detail of the mistress's face and body and everything she had me do to her was very vivid.
Oh!
Please help.
Ow!
I woke up feeling like such a piece of shit because this dream felt so real. P.S. I'm happy in my marriage. My wife is currently pregnant, so we're not having sex.
Oh, he's needing to get it, right?
That's tough. Anonymous.
Anonymous is needing to get it.
That's hard. But I think it's a good sign that he's like feeling like really, not like a good sign. I mean, dreams are dreams. You can't control them. That's fine.
That's true.
He's feeling a little bit guilty for having these dreams. And I think that just proves he loves his partner. And so I don't think it's not a bad thing.
I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing at all.
No, but that's an interesting anonymous dream. Because, I mean, yikes.
Thank you so much for all of our dream submissions. And look, proof is in the pudding. You can stay anonymous. We don't need to know who you are. You can tell us your dirtiest, naughtiest, raunchiest thing, and we're not going to judge you. Not only we're not going to judge you, but we'll talk about it.
We'll have fun.
It doesn't matter. There are also great ways to support the show besides submitting a dream. You can go to remelations.com/support. You can join our sleepover squad, which gets real raunchy. Maybe. You'll have to join to find out. But yes, please join us and support us. There's lots of different ways. Send a dream. Join us on Sleepover Squad. Just listen and, like us. Tell a friend. Again, we will have our link in the show notes, which is remelations.com/support. You know you're going to have a good time doing it, so you might as well just get it over with and do it now. It's a fun party.
Party, like a sleepover. All right, Brooke, let's take a moment here and think. What is something we spend 1/3 of our life doing?
Am I guessing that it's going to be sleep?
Yes. And where do we sleep?
Well, where do most people sleep, or where do
most people sleep? Where should you maybe get the best night's sleep?
Bed.
Correct. Now, and I know you've heard about the evolution of dance. You've seen that video. Today I'm telling you about the evolution of beds.
This is someone I need to talk to my whole life. I need this in my life. I need someone to tell me what I'm doing wrong and what I can do better. So please let me know.
Here's the reason. So we're redoing our bedroom, our primary bedroom in our house, and we're looking for a new mattress and we're looking for a new bed. And I was like, this is a perfect topic to talk about on the show because there's lots of options. There's lots of choices. How does it affect your sleep? But let's go all the way back in the time machine to 77,000 years ago.
Ooh.
So in a cave in KwaZulu-Natal, Africa, they found the remnants or the artifact of the first ever bed. 77,000 years. It's in you make me say this again. KwaZulu-Natal, Africa.
Okay, I want to go there. I want to see the original bed
cave. So it's a cave.
I think we need to make a trek there. I mean,
I think it should be paid for by the podcast.
Purely for podcast learning, yes. We should definitely be able to go and see this original.
I mean, I'm sure it's not still in the cave, Brooke. I'm sure they moved it to a museum or something. But okay, we'll go check it out.
But we'll see the museum and we'll see the cave and we'll be A-okay because we'll be on top of the world.
Well, let me see if you would like sleeping on this bed. Okay. So it's layers of reeds and rushes topped with compacted grasses and leafy plants. They found it was periodically burned because that would eliminate the pests that lived in the mattress or like the bed. You know, once the ants got too big or too many population in their bed, they're like, okay, time to burn it, time to get a new bed. Okay.
I don't like it.
The top sheet was leaves from a plant called wild kinsey. I'm guessing kinsey.
Okay.
Now this plant still exists, and what it was used for is to protect mosquitoes and flies from attacking the sleeper. And this scent is actually still used today. It's a plant that grows wild. It's used in Chanel's Chance Eau de Tendre perfume, as well as Britney Spears' Fantasy perfume. So, hey, if you're sleeping out, you're camping, maybe you want to take a bottle of Britney Spears' Fantasy perfume, just spray yourself.
I do. I have a whole case of her Fantasy, and I'm like, whenever I come outside, I'm like, just spritz.
Little dab behind your ears will keep the mosquitoes away. But these beds were found. These beds were found to be family mattresses. So they were typically anywhere from 1 inch to 1 foot tall and about 22 square feet. So they would be big enough to hold a family. So everyone slept together because it's probably fucking cold in the cave. I don't know. Cuddle up together.
It's probably fucking cold in the cave.
Okay, so moving along. So that was 77,000 years ago.
Yes.
We get to 3200 BCE to 2200 BCE. And in the village
What's
of
BCE?
Before Common Era.
Oh, is that what that
They
means?
just added an E on the end because, we always learn BC as before Christ, but now I think it's being used more as before Common Era.
Okay.
So,
That is actually very fair.
Pulled out that random fact from the middle of my brain. Don't remember where I learned that one, but there you go.
Good job, Mindy. Okay.
Thank you. So we're going to the village of Shakara Bray on the Orkney Islands of Scotland. And there they found these stone houses that were kind of still intact after all these years that had what was called like a central hearth in each home. And around it, they had beds, stone slabs that were beds or surrounding the central hearth. The men's beds were bigger than the women's beds, but everyone was like kind of around this fire, so to say, to stay warm.
Around the hearth, yes.
Yep. And because stones retain heat, makes sense. Okay.
Okay, makes sense.
But the bed itself was stone, so it doesn't sound so comfortable to me. No.
It doesn't sound comfortable at all.
Like worse than sleeping on the ground camping.
Pure stone campsite.
And like we're complaining these days of like waking up sore, and they're like, "Dude, we slept on
my
stones.
hip hurts."
Fuck your Tempur-Pedic. All right. So then we move into the next era, which would have been 3000 BCE to 1000 BCE, which would be more commonly known as the time of the Egyptians. Now, they were very smart, and obviously we know the Egyptians were very smart building the pyramids, and they were very sophisticated in things they built. They realized that raised beds were a better idea because it would keep you away from all the little vermin, rats, shrimp. That are crawling on the floor.
Shrimp,
like
all the shrimp
anything
crawling around on the floor.
Shrimp-infested floor. It's going to keep you up above all of it. So they started making raised beds.
Above the shrimp.
Above the shrimp.
Smart cookies.
And they were mostly made of wood. So the commoners had, like, plain wood. But the high social status people had beds made of ebony that were adorned with gold and jewels. Those Egyptians loved their bling. So they blinged out their beds.
Bling.
They loved the bling bling. The legs of the beds were often shaped like animal feet.
Oh, okay.
The mattresses were made of wool cushion, and they sometimes had linen sheets. And they also had the first pillows. They were made of wood pillows.
Wait.
I'm out. You're like, wait a minute. This sounds great.
I'm done. I said, but I'm out. I don't want a wood block for a pillow.
No.
I'm sorry, I don't.
Sounds like it would give me a migraine. No, thank you.
Yeah, like, could you imagine that just pressing on the back of your neck all night and you're like, yeah, no.
No.
No
we both said no.
No.
At the same time, the Egyptians were, enjoying their wood pillows. The Persians pioneered the waterbed.
The Persians had The Persians got it right.
They're like, let's take a goat skin and let's fill it up with water. And we're gonna lay it in the sun to warm up. And then we're gonna lay in it.
Good.
I mean, it's quite
good.
Innovative. It's really smart.
It's smart and
innovative. It's smart.
Super comfy.
I'm in. But it was mostly used for the sick and elderly. But they got it going on.
Hey, they started the fun.
Then we moved to the time of the Romans, so about 1000 BCE. The poorest of people were normally sleeping on a mat on the floor. Common people were normally sleeping in wood frames, so that's kind of when the wood frame, was still very popular.
The platform bed was invented.
Not quite yet, but they did have, the saying "sleep tight." This was the era that they had wool strings or wool rope that held a mattress. So this was where the idea of sleep tight came along, because they would have to tighten their bed strings at night.
Yes. Okay.
But that was just the common people, Brooke. And we are not common. We are the wealthy class.
Oh, we are? I was like, we are just the common people. I love Mindy goes with the gusto. Mindy goes with the gusto. What are we sleeping on?
We are sleeping on raised metal beds because, now we've got the metal, the era of, the weapons are becoming more like armor, and the metal is like a big thing, and blacksmithing. And so now we're sleeping on raised metal beds, and they usually had feather or straw stuffed mattresses and woolen blankets. Now, could you imagine, like, if you're allergic to wool or like feathers and you're like, this is the worst fucking night's sleep. Give me my plank of stone.
This is supposed to be the epitome of a good night's sleep.
And I get hives.
The worst night's sleep of my life. I break out in hives. I can't breathe. My eyes are swollen shut. My throat is dry. Like, no.
And they didn't know what allergies were back then, so that might have sucked.
Probably.
We get to the 5th century, and we're talking medieval times. Now, mattresses didn't change much, but frames became much more elaborate, carved from wood.
Okay, well, frames don't make comfort, though.
That's true. They look good.
They look good,
they were
but yes.
Carved. And then Normans used iron railings to hang curtains. So this is kind of like the start of hanging curtains around your 4-poster bed.
Oh, okay. Sexy time.
Okay, now we're moving to the 14th century. We have feather beds, very popular. We have 4-poster beds with intricate woodwork. And it's been said that Louis the 14th often held court from his bed and supposedly owned more than 400 beds. Like,
Louis the 14th, why do you need that many? Thou? Where art thou?
What do you do with... That's like a new bed every night. It's a little elaborate.
Glorious.
Louis, settle down.
Louis, give me a call. I'll give you my number. Yes, call me.
Louis, babe. Can you give some of those beds to the commoners? Like, you don't need 400. So settle down.
I just need one bed, please.
He's like a bed aficionado.
Oh my God, he is a bed aficionado. Whether he knows what's going to be packed with straw or feathers, he's got it. He's got it under control.
This is about the same time that Britain's oldest bed has come to be. This bed actually sits in the Berkeley Castle in Gloucestershire. My UK people will probably yell at me if I get this wrong. Gloucestershire. And it has been slept in by 15 generations. I saw a picture online. It's insane. It's like an intricately carved wood bed with like 4 posters. It's 400 years old. 15 generations have slept in this bed.
Is it a queen?
I mean, I would say it's a king. But
I would hope it's a king.
How many late night accidents? How many like sick kids puked in that shit? how many bong chicka wow wow moments happened in that bed.
That bed is nasty.
I'm not sleeping in that bed. I'm nasty.
Sorry. You can tell me all you want about that bed and I'll listen to it, but I don't want to lay in it.
That's a haunted bed.
That's a haunted, nasty bed.
Now we get to like the mid 18th century. So we're talking about the time when America was created. Mattresses were covered in linen and cotton now. Moving our way up. Mm-hmm. We got cotton. And they're no longer, and so that was like for, the people who had more clout, but, commoners, instead of hay, they used instead coconut fibers, wool, or horsehair. Like horsehair is a step up, I guess. But that's,
to stop
the fancy people get linen and cotton.
Horsehair?
But the commoners get horsehair. Again, if you're allergic to horses, fuck. And wool?
You're in big trouble here.
Where do you sleep?
Damn it,
anymore?
They don't give a shit
hay
about
fever?
you.
This seems like an allergy nightmare, these beds.
They're all made from horses.
George Washington himself had a foldable camp bed that he used during the Revolutionary War. Because this George isn't like, he's not playing around. He's like, I want a nice cot to sleep on. And what it looks like, now I can post a picture. It looks like a suitcase that opens and like a cot rolls out. So he used it.
Oh, I love a secret compartment.
He used it for in the Revolutionary War. He's like, I'm almost the leader of the new free world. I need to get a good night's sleep. Give me my camp.
I need a
suitcase bed. I need a cot on my suitcase. This bed is actually displayed at the Henry Ford Museum in Dearborn, Michigan. So if you want to see George Washington's war cot, you can go check it out there. And speaking of the same time,
we can make a trip up there.
Yeah, that should be.
We can make a road trip up there. We are here to see George Washington's cot.
That's it. That's all we want to see. Do we have to pay the full price? And Brooke, you know who Betsy Ross is, right?
I'm aware.
Kind of sewed the first American flag, right? Well, she was also a very
did that
good,
whole thing.
Yeah, just stars and stripes, kind of. Yeah,
stars
side
and
project,
stripes forever.
Side hustle. She actually made feather mattresses and curtains for beds as well. So she not only made the flag of our United States.
She was a jaquette of all trades.
Oh, I love that term. A jaquette of all trades. Fancy.
Yes.
Bad bitch.
Very fancy.
I mean, with a name like Betsy.
Bitch. Betsy,
like,
she knew what
I
she
got
was
your
doing.
flag and I got your mattress. George.
And I got your first mattress partner, George.
So by the 17th century, bedrooms started to emerge, which was a room solely dedicated to sleeping, whereas previously in history, everything happened in one room, mostly. Like you have your bathroom, you have your hearth, you have your sitting area, you have your desk, and you have your bed.
Mm-mm.
And this is the point where metal bed frames gained popularity.
Oh, okay.
And you'll see like things kind of come in and out of popularity based on supplies that were readily available.
So now we're talking metal or wood.
Yeah, pretty much goes back between the two. In the 1800s, 4-poster beds became very popular once again, and the standard head and footboard size begins to shrink. So it's getting like, more common
standardized.
Size. Yes. And from there, we get into the 20th century. So, hey, we're almost to current times. So beds move very quickly in this era. We have the idea of the Murphy bed, the spring bed, water beds make a reoccurrence, memory foam, futons, lofts, beds in space. How do they work? This is all in the 21st century. But this part, darling, I'm going to have to save for a part 2, modern day beds coming up. for some other time because there's just too much to go into.
I know.
There's just too much.
I know.
So we'll have to save that for a future episode. So just hang on, Bestie. We're going to talk about modern day beds coming up in an upcoming episode.
Yay. Can't wait.
How was your week? Right. How's life? How are you? I know you've been busy. Busy bee, bitch girl, buzzing around. Busy
bee, bitch girl. That's what they call me.
Yeah, they do. I know.
I had a crazy phone call. Can I read it? It translated to text. Okay. So I get this voicemail and I listen to it.
Okay.
I'm kind of freaked out.
Do you normally answer your phone? Are you like a phone answer? Or
no.
Do you let it kick to voicemail if you don't know it?
Only if I know the person. Otherwise,
absolutely.
If you leave 100%. Me a voicemail, you leave me a voicemail.
If it's important, you'll leave a voicemail.
Right? This person left me a voicemail.
Okay.
It says, "My name is Dave. I had some location specialists calling in today in reference to a pending claim by law. I have to make you aware that once the claim is filed, it becomes public record. Your name and social or affiliated with this claim need to be you need to contact the filing party," and then it's blacked out. "Your home and job, blank. Documents, do you have the legal rights to filing party here? Good luck, you have been notified."
Good luck. They really say good luck?
What the fuck is this? Good luck, you have been notified.
Brooke, congratulations. You're getting to the age where they think you're elderly and you're going to fall for these fucking phone scams. It's a new level of life. Congratulations.
It is a new level of life. I called them immediately and I was like, "Yes, I got a message from you." And
do you need my bank account
I'm not
number?
Involved in any illegal thing. And they're like, "Okay," and I can't remember the name. It was Robert something. Let's just say Robert Anderson. Let's just say that.
Sure.
And he goes to me, "Can you please, I will be coming to Robert Anderson's place of employment today. Can you give him a heads up?" I'm like, "I don't know Robert Anderson. I don't know where you got this phone number. I have no idea."
So you literally called back.
I did. Because it wasn't
Brookie.
like... It wasn't clicking on a link. Like, I will never click on a link that is sent to me. But I had, just had a short-term disability claim. I had just had, like, all this stuff happening with me at work. And I'm like, maybe it's something to do with this. And I just need to get it checked out. So I called and it's like, he's like, "Okay, never mind. I'll take you off my call list." And I'm like, thanks. Thanks.
And that was it? So you think so? It wasn't a scam? Oh
no!
I thought you were gonna like go into
scam.
Okay,
I know. I thought it was going to be a much better story, but like he just was like, "Okay, I'll take you off my call list." So I think it was legit because he was probably just trying to call anyone that knew this whatever Anderson, and it was just trying to get lucky, like I don't know.
Well, so it was a scam of some point, some.
It was a scam of some sort. Yes, okay, of course.
At least they didn't ask you for your bank account information or your date of birth.
And I was like, hey, yeah, let me get that for you. Hang on one second. There's $0 in it, but let me give you my bank account number.
So here's a funny story, and actually it made me think of this. So Mark and I went recently to a furniture store and we were buying a new sectional for our living room. And so how very exciting. We've been waiting years and we've been saving up to buy this new furniture. And so we go there, we picked it out, everything's great. We go to pay and immediately our card is declined and we're like, God damn it. So it's like there's two payments because it's like they're doing custom like fabric on it. So it's going to be like 3 months, but they're like, okay, so we're going to do a deposit and we're going to do like a final payment. So we had to do the deposit, but then we're going to authorize it for the second payment. So first payment fails. And so all of a sudden we get a notification on our phone like, hey, like, did you authorize this? Did you authorize this transaction? We're like, yes. Okay. So we're like, okay, sales lady, try it again. Like, we have money in the bank account. Thank you. You know, because it always makes you feel like shit. Like, no, there's money in there.
It's embarrassing. It's right. Like, no, I know there's money in there.
It wasn't like that much. Like, that should have triggered something. So it was like interesting.
It wasn't like $50,000.
No.
Like,
not even a tenth of that.
You're like, I'm buying one couch.
And so she's like, no, it happens all the time. I don't know why. Like, we're a reputable furniture store. Like, it just happens. We're like, okay. And so then she goes to run the second one, like, as like the authorization for like the second payment. And we're like, okay. And it declines. And then now it says, you must call.
Why
like,
wouldn't it? If it declined the first one, right?
Now it's thinking it's like a double transaction. And so like we have to call the bank, and like Mark's in the middle of this furniture store, like, pissed off, of course, because he's like, now I've got to talk to people on the phone, waiting for it to, like, you know.
You should have had me there. I'll talk.
I know.
I'll do your talking for you guys.
So 15 minutes later, we get someone on the actual customer service person from our bank on the phone, get it all taken care of.
15 minutes.
It's like 15 minutes. And the sales lady is just sitting there staring at us, and we're like, awkward. So anyways, get it through. Finish the transaction. Leave the department store. So we get home, no less than like 3 hours later, Mark gets a call on his phone, and it's like, hi, this is your bank. You recently had a declined transaction. We'd like to verify your information. And Mark's like, okay. And so he puts on speaker, and I'm like listening to this with him, and they're like, can you please verify your last four of your social security number? He's like, I don't think I feel comfortable. Like the transaction went through. Like, why are you calling me now?
Yeah, like we have everything we need.
And so it just like went on. They're like, can you please give us like your mother's maiden name? Can you give us your address? Can you? And like, I'm like,
you're like, yes, I can, but I will not.
Like, there's no reason they should be calling you. Usually, it's like if there's something happening, it's like you should be calling the bank. Not, they never call you and be like,
right,
hey,
like something odd is
what's
happening,
up?
Right?
And so then he starts like fucking with them. He starts fucking with him. He's like, no, you don't know shouldn't you know that? Shouldn't you know my bank account? Like, don't you have that in front of you? And so he starts fucking with them. And then they finally get annoyed, and they get annoyed,
and like,
they hung
the
up.
nicest guys. They're the nicest guys, but like when my dad gets a call like that, he'll be like, snippity snappity. You're like right back at them. My dad will be like, what are you doing? Can I call you later? Let me have your phone number.
Your dad is like
I'll
that.
I'll call
That's
you
hilarious.
in a minute.
Your name is Samuel Johnson. I'll call you in a minute.
Sam Joe, we'll call you in a minute. We're having dinner.
But the scary thing is like, how did some scammer find out that our transaction was declined and within a couple hours call us to verify?
Yeah.
Like, that's scary.
The creepy thing.
Like, that was like the most real one I've ever had, where it was like, oh yeah, our transaction did decline, and like, you're trying to verify our stuff. But I'm like, and I looked up the number. Of course, it was like a scammer. So it was not good.
Yeah. You sit on the verge of all these scams, and it's just a matter of time before one actually hits you, and that was probably as close as it got, huh?
Sad and scary. But, you know, I follow this girl on TikTok, and I'm going to have to, like, post this because it's hilarious. What she does is, like, re-scam the scanners. She re-scams the scammers. So she's, like, a voice actress. I love this. And she can make her voice sound exactly like Siri or like an old lady or like a ditzy blonde. And so every time they call her, she takes her phone out, records a TikTok, and it's like, oh, you want me to open the window? Oh, the window on the computer? There's no window on the computer. Oh, Windows. It's an operating system. Okay. And like
You do a really nice older lady, Mindy. You do a really nice older
It's nothing
lady.
compared to this lady. She's hilarious. She is so good. Okay, I'm gonna have to send. Let me find what her TikTok is. IRL Rosie. So IRL Rosie. Okay. She's got like nearly 9,000 followers. She's insane, hilarious.
Okay. Did you go into a TikTok spiral?
It was the biggest spiral. But she's gorgeous. She's hilarious. She's intelligent. Like, she's just scamming these scammers.
I love this lady.
I love her so much. Stop scamming people, you damn scammers. I don't know what else to say.
You damn scammers. Just stop. Swipers, stop swiping. Scammers, stop
scamming. Stop scamming. Stop being rude. Stop preying on people.
We don't like it.
Well, Brooke, okay. Darling, I think that gives us an episode. I think I'm out of way. It's time for bed.
Oh my God, it is time for bed, isn't it? I'm so happy.
Are you going to go lay on your, like, what are you going to lay on? Like the wool, or are you going with a pillow top? Are you going with like strung ropes of wool, like nylon? Like,
I have just strong ropes across my whole bed, and I just lay on the ropes. It's invigorating.
I'm going to go lay on my warm hearthstone and sleep there tonight. So wish me luck. All right, Bessie, that wraps up another episode, but we need you to do us one small little favor, and that's to tell your best friend about the show. So take a second, and you're probably on your phone there, so just take it out. You know, you can pause it. It's okay. Just text your friend a link to the show, and that's how we grow. So make sure you tell your best friend. Make sure you tell your favorite all-you-can-eat shrimp toting friend restaurant tag along bestie. Make sure you tell your friend that you gave that mood ring to back in 8th grade. And also be sure to tell your favorite barber that shaved your nasty ass lumpy head about the podcast. I mean, I'm sure I take that back. I'm sure your head is beautifully round. I just don't want like weird shit growing out of it. Just tip them by telling them to follow the podcast. It's almost as good as monetary money, but also make sure you tip them because
it's almost as good as money. It's almost as good.
Almost as good as money, but not quite. So cash and maybe like slip them a note about the podcast. That's how we grow. That's how we keep coming back each and every week and give you these fun episodes about things you never knew you wanted to know about, like beds. So thank you.
I want to know about beds.
I know. I just want to get into bed right at this point of the evening. I'm ready for it.
And thank you for submitting your dreams in general. We want to hear them all. We want to hear dreams, dream stories, anything you have for us, please, and thank you.
All right, Bestie, that wraps up another week, and we'll be right here, as always, next week, waiting in bed for you to join us. Yep, we're just waiting.
Ooh la la.
Sexy Lake for you to join us for the next episode. But until...
Yes.
But until then...
Sweet dreams, bitches.